I'm back. I'm back, bitches. Did you think I went away and was never coming back to the land of my podcast? I knew I was coming back. I'll explain where I've been. I'm going to talk to you about the Ideal World Convention and what I've been up to the last 3 weeks. I haven't podcasted for 3 weeks. I'm also going to explain to you why I'm sitting out here in my backyard, like leaning, slumping over the table like this. One, Spotify, for those of you that listen on Spotify, they now will have my video. So if you want to watch and you don't want to go to YouTube, you can consume your podcast on Spotify. Now, most people listen on Apple Music. So according to the analytics, and I'm actually, when I listen to podcasts, which is all the time, I, in fact, I should tell you about some of the podcasts I've been listening to. When I listen to podcasts, I use Apple Music, but that might change now that Spotify has this video feature. But I don't know why I'm in my backyard. I guess it's freezing in my house. I just taught, I'm so sweaty. Oh my gosh. My dog just went potty. We have a new rescue dog, Gunner. He's 9. He just he just went poop in this video. I'm so sorry. But anyway, we're off to a rocky start, guys. We're off to a rocky start. The reason I'm slumped over in this awkward position is because if I sit up like this, all the sun is in my face. So I'm just going to lean forward like this until the sun starts to go down. Hi, Gunner. That's Gunner, our new rescue. Did you guys know we rescued a dog? Yeah, he was 9, and his person, he's a Weimaraner. He's a long-haired blue Weimaraner. So blue Weimies kind of look like black. They kind of look like the color of a lab, instead of the classic silver color Weimie. And he has his tail. So he almost doesn't look like a Weimaraner because he's blue, which is unusual. He has a tail, which is unusual. And he's long-haired, which is unusual. He's a handsome man. Anyway, he just pooped in the background of this video. So there you have it. Um, okay, so podcasts. Uh, I have been listening to um Rotten Mango. She's like, it's kind of the true crime genre. This is a departure from my normal appetite for podcasts, which is functional nutrition, fitness, stuff like that. So I've been getting into that. I listened to her recap of the Sean Combs, the P. Diddy trials. She was in the courtroom for the whole entire everything, and her podcast was really good. Basically, she was trying to be the camera since they didn't allow cameras in the courtroom. She was basically trying to paint the picture all the way down to details like, if someone, licked their lips, or like she just was very graphic about everything, like expressions that the jurors' faces made. And it was really good. I'm going to mention another podcast that I have listened to when I kind of get into the thick of today's episode. And but before I do, I wanted to kind of explain where I've been and why. Did you think I've vanished off the face of the planet? I didn't. So I had my own conference. You probably know that if you're paying any attention to my life at all, or you follow me on social. And by the way, I really, really, really try to just stay on Instagram. I have a Facebook account. I go on Facebook every day to check our Facebook groups for our instructors, and that's about it. So I don't really like scroll. I don't scroll Facebook. Um, so if I ever like your post on Facebook, it's because when I open the app, your post happened to be there because I don't scroll. I don't spend time on there other than the groups, but I really love spending time with Instagram and feel like that's where I share kind of the details of my life, both personally and professionally, the most. Anyway, if you followed along, I had my own conference. And it was a Herculean effort and absolutely like a all-time lifetime highlight. Like it was one of the best experiences of my entire life, and I'm not being dramatic. There's Gunner. See how cute he is? Hello, handsome. Um, and as soon as the conference ended, which I spent so much time and energy preparing for and executing on, I went to Depot Bay. I went to the Oregon coast. Depot Bay is the #1 whale watching city in the United States. And I went with Diva, my bestie, and we just took a couple days to mostly relax. Now, I did have some adminning to do, but it was so I did work while I was there, but as little as possible. It was mostly just a little getaway to exhale after the conference. After that, the very next weekend, people, I drove to Canada. It took me like 9.5 hours to get there. I took the puppy. By the way, that was interesting, crossing the border with an animal. I had to like go to the vet and make sure I was gonna not, I had to make sure I was doing that right. Come to find out, crossing the border from the United States into Canada with a dog is by car is the easiest way to it's the easiest way. It's the easiest situation. So I just had to provide proof of a couple things and there we have it. So anyway, Con. Then I went to Depot Bay. Then I went to Canada. Like BC, like right over the border. This was with Ingrid Knight Cohey. If you don't know her, she's amazing. Oh my gosh, my dog just jumped on. This is my puppy. He just jumped on the table. Chicklet, honey, get off the table. Okay, honey? Okay. This is going to be the best video ever. This is going to be the best video ever. I hope you're watching on Spotify. Okay. Went to Canada and was part of her Inspire Summit. She's the fitness director and coordinator for Fitness World. Gosh, they have tons of locations. I want to say 15. Um, Tons of classes, tons of instructors. She has it's just really impressive what she does in the industry. She has her own program similar to I have my own program. Hers is called Masingi. It's really cool. And she was gracious enough to invite me to come present there. So I got to present to her fitness instructors and kind of lead a little pop-up workout. Soon as that was done, oh wait, I forgot. The weekend before ConCon, we filmed Warrior Rhythm Lesson 24. Filming weekends are like unbelievable energy expenditure. So filming, then the ConCon, then Depot Bay, then Canada. Then I came home and we filmed Warrior Strength, Lesson 23. Then I went to Bellingham, Washington with my son, my youngest son, to an oil painting workshop. Some interesting details about this that I haven't shared anywhere are that the instructor is my tattoo artist, not just mine, my kids' tattoo artist too, because they're all heavily inked up as well. So we all went to the same artist. And anyway, he led the oil painting workshop. It was awesome. Bellingham is a really cool city. I loved learning how to oil paint. I am a watercolor artist, so it was new and humbling, and I loved every minute of it. I bought an easel. I bought all the stuff. I'm bought all this. I'm an oil painter now, people. I'm an oil painter now, I guess. So really cool. I loved going there and spending the time with my kiddo and learning something new. So then, drum roll, I went Sacramento. So that's where I have been. That's why I haven't been podcasting. I'm really kind of like a little bit behind on my general maintenance of my business. So just from all the travel. Okay, so tonight I want to talk to you about IDEA, my experience there this year, because a lot has changed about the conference circuit and IDEA itself. And so I want to give you the scoop on that. Okay, here we go. Let's dive in. Um, First of all, I did not win the award. You might have seen I was a finalist again, so always a bridesmaid, never a bride, at least not yet anyway. I did not win the award, even though I was a finalist for it. And oh, here comes the puppy again on the table with a stick in his mouth. Um, I guess maybe this is an early confession, but I wrote my acceptance speech. Had my acceptance speech ready to go. But alas, it was not in the cards this year for me. And I'm still honored to be a finalist and will probably apply again next year. So I was going to tell you a little bit about that whole process. So if you're interested in applying for an idea award, basically, oh, don't step on the computer. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, okay, okay. No, no, don't step on the computer. Okay, let me get off the table, baby. Oh my gosh. Okay, he is on this table. If you're ever going to apply for the award, plan on carving out a lot of time, like a couple of weeks, maybe even a month to whittle away at it. It's very long essay questions, very, very long essay questions. You're going to need some letters of recommendation, and it's quite a to-do. So, what else I want to say about that? I believe there's like a lot of people are like, how can I vote for you? Like, how do you win? And so to answer that question, you can't vote for me. Um, there's a very small, it's my understanding, panel of judges, and I don't really know who comprises the panel other than I've heard anecdotally, so maybe I'm wrong. I've heard it's previous award winners are at least a part of the panel. Okay. So, um, okay. Now I wanted to talk to you about get your little balls out of my face, please. The idea convention being held this year in Sacramento. So normally it's in like LA or Vegas, or like Anaheim, like San Diego. And they did it this year in Sacramento. And I have very positive feedback about that. I thought it was the appropriate thing. It was like as the industry is shifting due to the pandemic and due to so many factors we've already like beaten like a dead horse on this show. So I'm not even going to go into the factors. But the industry is different and the conference has gotten smaller. And I feel like this was a course correction. This was a, how do I say it? This was like, it was smart. Like Amy Thompson, who owns and operates IDEA, she made a good decision to take it to like a smaller venue and to just scale it correct, like scale it nicely. And LA is super expensive. There was tons of people that didn't come like last year because of the cost of LA. So, um, I really enjoyed being in Sacramento. I thought it was lovely. Like all the hotels are really, 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 really close. So you're not like having to walk like 14 miles. Like it just was like, I liked it a lot. I liked that venue. I thought the convention center was great. Um, all right. So I also was gonna like just share something about kind of like my personal, like a marker of my personal growth with with this show. You know, I love the Idea World convention. I have been going for many, 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 many years. And I don't know. I like vividly remember the year Trina Gray won Fitness Leader of the Year. And I remember thinking like thinking like she was like from outer space. Like thinking like it was that was unrelatable to me. Like there was a chasm, a deep, vast chasm between her and me. And if I could say it plainly, like I felt like that me winning an award like that would be out of the realm of possibility. Like not even worth thinking about. Like that was an untouchable position. And it's really cool because I don't feel that way anymore about myself. So it's just, I say that to you not to sound like an arrogant, bragging, like cocky jerk. I say that because it's really cool how we, you, me, how we can go in like the span of 5, 10 years from feeling like, oh, I could never be good enough for that, or I could never, to feeling like, oh, I absolutely can see myself doing that. Like it's just an amazing testament to the speed and the rate in which we can grow and do grow as humans. And so, like, to the people, to you, like to you listening, like when you look at the like whole award thing, like that could be you. It really could be you. So start applying. Start applying. What else I want to say about that? Oh, um, that my first year as a presenter for Warrior for my company, which was different than when I was like doing stuff with Beachbody at Idea. And before that, when I was just going not as a presenter at all, but just as a enrollee, a registrant at the event. In Canada, they call them delegates, as a delegate. But I remember my first year, like I was so nervous about presenting at IDEA for the first time, my formats. No one knew of them or anything like that. I remember like sweating my presentation, like the slide deck, just like, just like going over it and going over it and revising it and going over it and going over it and practicing and rehearsing and polishing my delivery and over and over and over like at nauseum because because I didn't feel super secure or confident. And so the only thing I could do to help my feelings of insecurity and lack of confidence was to practice. Like that's it. That's the only thing I could control, and that's the only thing I could do to kind of alleviate my nerves is practice, 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 revise that PowerPoint, revise that PowerPoint, revise that PowerPoint. I tell you all that again because it's crazy. This year, of course, I was so busy with all that travel I just mentioned to you. The crazy thing is, I didn't even like start doing my PowerPoint, don't judge this, until I was there, until I got there. Don't judge me because I just knew like to me, I don't even need a PowerPoint to deliver the education anymore. I've done it so many times in so many places. And to me, it's more about reading the room and the energy now and just being myself and talking freely from my expertise and confidence. So again, it's just so amazing how much we grow in a little short amount of time. That was like 4 years ago. And I was like, I'm not even stressed. Like I'm working on my PowerPoints at dinner the night I got there, which was Wednesday night. I didn't present until Friday. And I just thought that was another like really beautiful like picture to myself of the personal and professional growth. So thank you for letting me share with you. I'm not bragging. I mean, maybe I'm bragging, but really I'm trying to inspire you and encourage you with our amazing capacity to grow. When we keep, the thing is I keep putting myself in positions that are uncomfortable. I just keep putting myself in positions that stretch me and I feel nervous and like I want to throw up. And then when you do it again, you don't feel that way. You grow. It's like literally, just like a muscle. Okay, more about idea this year. So I liked the venue. I loved our sessions. They were very well attended. I wanted to give a like little shout out to Jan Schroeder. She was in charge of programming, so she was like in charge of like scheduling, and she just did a beautiful job of scheduling so that so that presenters aren't like competing with a ton of other presenters at the same time slot. It was just very well done so that everyone could have really nice attendance. So our sessions were super well attended. All three of them, we presented combat, rhythm, and strength in that order. They didn't have a room dedicated for bikes, so we didn't have revolution. We didn't have a a roots session, but we did put Ruben on stage, or actually on the floor next to the stage in a chair, demonstrating our roots, our senior program, our special populations program, I should call it. So we were kind of able to demo that program during the rhythm, but it was great. I just want to say shout out to those of you that might be listening. I hope I have some new listeners because I put the QR code for the podcast on my slides that I did on Wednesday night. And so hopefully we have some new listeners. And I just wanted to say it was so wonderful to meet. It's like my favorite part of being there is meeting the people, meeting you guys. And it's truly, truly, truly like I said this from the stage. It feels like I have a gift to give. And I also feel like I'm receiving a gift from the audience. And I loved meeting some new people, but I also saw some people that I've seen like year after year there. And I loved that too. So shout out if JR, if you're listening, Kara, Coco, shout out to you. Some of these people that I've seen, Krista Labara, like that have like I've seen over the years at conventions. It's so cool. It's like a family reunion is what it feels like. So little shout out to Sabrina. You guys know Sabrina. She she came and just really rolled up her sleeves and helped me a lot. She got video content of my sessions. She worked our booth like a magician. She just really came and was of such service to my team. I am so grateful. The California girls, some of our California warriors, came and pitched in and helped and celebrated and ate great food with us and all that stuff because we're foodies. We like to eat. I, this girl can eat. Okay, so our sessions were incredible. And then, nope, don't step on my computer. Fig's back on the table. Our sessions were incredible. And then the parties. So the first night was the Golden Gala of Distinction. We were supposed to wear gold, so I want to talk about my dress. And that was the award ceremony where I lost. And Fig, get your nuts out of here. Fig, hold on. Get down. Get down, honey. Okay. Are you still there? Are we still recording? He did jump on my computer. Let me check. We are still recording. Okay. He also jumps on the hot tub. He also jumped in the hot tub. I only for 1 second. He was not injured. He jumped in the hot tub. Okay, Golden Gala of Distinction. So my dress, because we had to wear gold, and that's not easy to do. I found this beautiful dress from Shein. I call it Shein. My daughter tells me it's pronounced Shein. Shein, like like she's cool. She's in. Shein. But I still say Shein. I'm telling you, this dress was, I don't know, maybe $12. I don't know. It was so pretty. It had a full open back, totally open back, which I love because I have a back piece tattoo. Um, it had a satin bow, like right over the butt, right over the booty was this big satin bow, and it was long to the floor, like gown length, and fitted but stretchy. Cheap material, but looked beautiful. It looked beautiful. Like I do Rent the Runway sometimes, and I get like designer dresses that are like $900. And I had someone ask if it was from Rent the Runway. So like nobody can tell it's from Shein, but I'm telling you. So confession number two, my dress was from Shein. I just loved that bow. I love the open back. I did have to use tape. I had to use body tape to tape the shoulders, the like straps, because they didn't want to stay put. But that was cute. And okay, so then the next party was the next night, and that was for presenters only. And so it's kind of more intimate, and it was on the rooftop of an InShape athletic club. Thank you, InShape, for hosting this fun party. And the dress code was whatever. It could be whatever, but I like to dress up. So I wore this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fitted black dress, but really the party was my shoes. I wish I had a picture to show you of these shoes. They were insane. They were little stiletto heel and they were gold. I originally found them because I was looking for what to wear to the Golden Gala of Distinction. But anyway, these shoes had gold chains that wrap crisscross around the ankle, around the lower leg, like a little bit. And then they kind of like fell down. So they were like slouched, like scrunched down around my ankle. Is this episode boring? Am I losing people? Because we're really not talking about fitness right now. But they're just so it had like a scrunchy, like pool of chain, gold thick chain around my ankle, and they were otherwise like dainty and pretty. And then I found some earrings that matched. So I don't know if I can even do it justice, but I'm telling you, I felt great, except for the fact that yesterday in my rhythm class, for the first time in my life, my feet hurt. And I was like, damn it, it was those shoes. It was walking around in those shoes all night. But don't worry, my feet are fine now. I actually used my Naboso Neuroball. They're a partner of ours. We have a perk with Naboso technology. We have podcasted with Emily Splickle, Dr. Emily Splickle, about caring for your feet and rehabbing your feet. And so I took her advice and I worked on that Neuroball, and now my foot pain is gone. But anyway, that's a little bit about my sessions, a little about the venue, a little bit about the parties. What else do I want to tell you? Um, I don't know. The whole idea team was great. Let's talk about Denise Austin. Denise Austin. Oh my gosh. So she won her big award. The big award. What's it called? It's escaping my brain right now. The big award. The Lelaine and Jack LaLanne Award. That's what it is. The Jack and Elaine LaLanne Award. Um, and she was she is so vivacious, authentic. She's like a little spunky spitfire, drop dead gorgeous. 68 years old. She said she's had no work done. Hello. She looked like a supermodel. 68 years old, no work done. And she was so fun and so loving. It was interesting to me, like watching people deliver their speeches, especially don't forget I had one prepared, so I was ready. But like it was interesting watching like some people had note cards, and some people like didn't, but like you could tell had it memorized. And then a couple people, Denise chiefly, it was like it was like it was like I felt like she was talking like stream of conscious, like not like she'd rehearsed something, but she just like came up and just like didn't even stand behind the podium and just like pumped up that place, just lit the room on fire, talking about health and fitness and her life and how much she loved working with Jack LaLanne and how much she loves Elaine LaLanne. And I'm telling you what, I'm sure you can see that video. I'm sure that video is on YouTube or will be up on their channel, up on their Ideas website. Really cool. So what else? As this space, like the conference circuit, the general conference circuit is kind of like changing and shifting and has gotten smaller post-pandemic. I want to know what you guys think. Like, what do you think it needs? Because people can get their learning online now, really great learning online. Um, and so a lot of people are going a different route for education, and a lot of people, you can hang out online with people. So what do you think could help the conference circuit kind of reignite? Please don't jump on the table again. Like, do you think it needs like young influencers? Um, what do you think? What do you think it's missing something that it used to have? Like, I would love to hear from this audience. Like, if you didn't go, why didn't you go? And I don't say it with any shade. I'm just like, I want to know. I want to know. Um, let's see. What else I want to share with you? I'm like bouncing all over the place. Um, some of the stuff that I saw there that I really liked was this company. It's new called We Gym. I might try to podcast with them. Their equipment is extra sexy, like kettlebells, dumbbells, that kind of thing, mats, booty bands. It's extra sexy, like very beautiful, sleek, simple, and feminine. And it was kind of cool to hear about their company because a lot of fitness, no offense, men, I think like 10% of our audience is men, maybe slightly less than that listen to the show. Um, but like, even though group fitness, personal training is mostly women in the field doing the work, it's still mostly men at the top making the decisions. And that trickles all the way down to club design, equipment design. And so I don't know if you're a studio owner, club owner, and you need new equipment. I don't get anything for this. They don't even know, like they're not even gonna know I'm saying this likely. Their equipment was stunning, very sleek and sexy and beautiful, really beautiful. Oh, it was also so great because they were like a big sponsor of the event. It was so great because they had dumbbells there. So years past for like our weightlifting program, like Warrior Strength, we have to use like PVC pipe, like plastic weightless PVC pipe, and we have to pretend that they're dumbbells. So it was so great to actually have dumbbells. So that was fun. MIDI Health was there. So if you're looking for someone, if you're like roughly my age and you're starting to become interested in like figuring out your hormone health and optimizing your hormone health, MIDI, MIDI, would be a great way for you to get expert advice on how to optimize your progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, so that you can combat disease, um, heart disease, sarcopenia, the loss of muscle mass, 2% per year for women over the age of 40, um, Alzheimer's, dementia. So just like the food guide pyramid was all kinds of effed up, like really, really effed up and really put our country into disease and sickness and is poisoning our children. Just like that information was wrong. So was the information that we were taught and told that we should avoid hormone replacement therapies. Now, there are exceptions. Like there are exceptions. Like if you're prone to estrogenic cancers, like uterine cancer, something like that. There are some people that shouldn't do hormone replacement therapy, but for the general person, we should be diving in like in your 30s, 40s, like early, guys, early. So MIDI Health, they were there. Actually didn't get to connect with them because I was running around with like chicken with my head cut off, but I'm going to. I want to. I'm excited. I've heard Shalene Johnson talk a lot about MIDI Health. So um I'm excited. So have you done MIDI Health? Let me know. The other thing, a couple things I was gonna say is I just love seeing like club managers and club owners at events like this. And this is gonna be a little bit of a teaser for an episode to come where I'm gonna talk about club owners who try to make decisions for the group fitness department that are not immersing themselves in the industry and in education, and how they have no business, really, they have no business making decisions about group fitness schedules and programming if they don't know what they're talking about. And I think a lot of club owners don't do that right. But it's really wonderful when they do that right, when they show up at events or they send their people. I met a bunch of group fitness directors that were sent by their owners. That's so wonderful. And then that's the best scenario. And then when those club managers feel empowered, not controlled, but empowered to make decisions for the schedule. I have a lot to say about that. So those will be future episodes. I guess the last thing I just want to say is that I drove to Sacramento. It took about um 8 hours to get there, and we brought the puppy, we brought Fig, and I went with my friend Anita, my front row diva, FRD, one of my FRDs. We drove together, and then Diva drove back with me. And we listened to Cult of Body and Soul. It's a podcast that Barbara Dowski recommended to me, or actually I saw it in her stories and then I messaged her about it. So Cult of Body and Soul. I think it's 7 episodes, if I recall. I think it's 7 episodes, so perfect for an 8-hour road trip. And it was about the rise and fall of Soul Cycle. Well, I didn't know Soul Cycle fell. So this was like so interesting to me. And it was from people in management, it was from the owners, it was from students. It was so well done. Oh my gosh, it was spicy. It was like titillating, the juice, the scoop, the gossip. Like it was entertaining, it was sad, it was funny, it was smart. It was a great podcast. So if you have a 7, 8 hour trip or you just want to tackle a new podcast that's like one season, I recommend it. The Cult of Body and Soul. Let me turn this off. Okay. I was getting a phone call. So, um, basically it talks about these two owners, how they built this incredible culture around how, it was like Johnny G. They broke the mold. They disrupted Cycle. And you guys probably know, if you heard that one episode I did about Cycle, like Cycle, it needed it. It needed it. Like they rocked the boat back in 2011 or something like that. I can't remember. And it started in LA and New York, and they just talk about like how it's so good, you guys. It's so interesting. It had some great little takeaways. Like there were some nuggets I took that I'm like, ooh, this is gonna make me a better instructor. So anyway, that was like my podcast recommendation for you. Kind of want to talk more about it, but yeah, they fell. They sold to Equinox, spoiler, um, and became too corporate. They tried to grow too fast, and they lost that like mom and pop, amazing feel, and some other things took place, and so, hence the fall. So anyway, that's that. My confession was that I didn't win the award, but I wrote my speech. My confession is also that Fig jumped in the hot tub. Did I have any other confessions for you tonight? That my sexy shoes broke my feet. That's all I've got. I've missed you guys and can't wait to be back soon. Weigh in on your thoughts on the conference. What do you think it needs to be even better? Okay. Bye, everybody.